Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Pop Culture Omniversa. And we are back with the Authority, reigning the world in their own unique way. Oh man, when we last left off, we established that they are around since we have the Circle. The Circle of Authority! Or some nonsense. But I digress. So we're now in the next arc of the series where they are called Shiftships. Yeah, that's the thing. So this is another issue storyline since Warren Ellis went for a 4 issue, 3 arc structure, and this is now focusing on alternate realities. And we cut to what looks to be the White House with a bunch of alien ships and a British flag. Authority, Shiftships 104. So, what news is there from the Hanstick regions, Yardich? It's all is quiet in Bargar and Bryan. I can't pronounce the alien name, so forgive me, I'm just interpreting my own way. The construction of Keflek spaceport proceeds apace. The factory islands of Oslo are behaving. All in all, things are frighteningly dull. What we need is a war. Yes, we are in this unprecedented amount of peace, and yet we are kind of bored. Yeah, that sounds about right. You sound like your Skillian relatives, young bitch. And your false human invasion, sound like what you are, a Windsor. Being a Windsor kept my family alive in 1953. I suppose your silicon cousins got us their poor infected mutated corpses. There are many advantages to being a blue blood. Do not induce me to demonstrate them. Oh, I'm sure there are huge bonuses to being feathered, heard on some Viking thing, and by mad Italian emblood, and by a pinch of an alien DNA, no more substantial than a fart. Incidentally, you're supposed to refer to me as Your Majesty. You're on my territory, after all, not some handstick scrap of rock and fiction. This, sir, is Albion. Pay respect. And we see Albion going ahead and having this rather festival, cultured mannered event. What looks to be that crazy guy from the first arc. Then we see that the party is going on, and the alien goes ahead and says, "Why do you allow such filth and appalling noise in your court? They love their king. And do you love your king, Lensor? Regis! Where are you, Regis? On your shoulder, in your mind, right behind you. Doesn't matter, Windsor. Do you love your king, Lensor? Show yourself! He pulls out a gun because that's clearly what he should do. Do you love me? Of course I do. Oh, wasn't this you then? Emboldened by a pinch of alien DNA no more substantial than a thought? Is that what I am, Windsor? Is this how you love me? You love me, Windsor! Love me, Windsor! Then he just says, "Oh my god! You ungrateful little dung tick. Give you Albion to manage after World War IV. So in this reality, they had a World War IV. I would love to know what happened in the third one. This is how you love me for it. This is the end, Windsor. No! I'll kill you first, you bastard! And he proceeds to massacre the entire court. There you are. There. Here. And his head smashed in by... Oh, yeah. Man. So, yeah, I'm trying to my best to pronounce these names as miserably as possible because I do not speak alien. But they go ahead and talk after they squish the head of the Lord. My lord, what brings your glorious presence to Albion? Things, youngin, things. Albion is yours. Enjoy. Hey, I mean, like, I just went ahead and squashed the head and his bloody matter is all over the floor. Or, I'm probably gonna have to clean that up later. Meet me in the courtyard in an hour. We're going to war, young man. With whom, my lord? Why? a place we haven't been in a very long time. This German word that I found out I'm fond of, Labritium. I'm hungry. Yoshon. Windsor had children, didn't he? Yeah. So there's sick fox. Got it. So we cut away from that to the carrier, the massive spaceship cruising through the interdimensional realms. At cruise speed over the mind barrier reef where the brains of the Lens telepaths grow together in their sleep. And there are a big fuck ton. And one of them comment on this. Damn. Would you just look at that? Yeah, the lady comments that worth giving up a life for? Do you miss it? The way things were before, I mean. Sometimes. I miss the silly things, you know? Like shouting at garbage men, making orange juice, missing the bus, being in the lab, being a physicist, a technologist. My whole life, I traded it for this. And she transforms her hand into the engineers. Now I fight people, go to war. I don't have experiments. I have things that need to be solved or people die. I don't drink gin or bitter lemon until I fall over. I don't have sex with my ex-boyfriend every third Thursday. Yeah, that's a very oddly specific thing. I don't eat clams on Mulberry Street. I'm not Angie anymore. I'm the engineer. So why'd you do it? Because somebody needs to. And I get views like this. Yes, a bunch of tiny little heads all clumped together in a massive ocean of heads. So anyways, the Los Angeles Reclamation Project, that's set to be completed in summer of 2001. So anyways, while that's going on, they're being invaded by a bunch of ships. Yeah, that sounds about right. Red leader to Red Squadron, Waterloo Formation. I repeat, Waterloo Formation. And commence attack run. Los Angeles just really can't get a break, can they? So naturally, they start firing and killing everybody in their path. This is Trishine Traylon, and on frequency, if the authority is receiving, please respond soonest. This is the terminal situation. I repeat, a terminal situation. Christine, this is Jenny Sparks. Talk to me. Los Angeles is under attack again. United States Air Force is scrambling fires, but what we're seeing is out of the military's league. What are you seeing, Christine? Give us a clue from us before you ask us out. Well, Christ, they look like spacecraft to us, Jenny. There are lots of them, and they're blowing the crap out of L.A. And I've been asked to ask you in. You're going to help or not? Game on, children. Junction room. And thus the greatest epic space battle in all of history began. And cruisers, Air Force, Marines blowing themselves up, crashing into buildings. And the authority finally arrive. Oh my god. What the hell is going on? Sliding Albion. And what? The engineer asks. They're supposed to be dead. What? Take him out. Any way you can. Shin, get on the ground, damn it. Apollo, take point. And Apollo just rams through everything and starts laser blasting everything. My god. Apollo just killed it by looking at it. No, he used his heat vision. What's that so bad to decipher? And then he starts ripping apart and blasting everything out of the sky. Quickly, Apollo's brought time for working, but it's difficult to think. So loud and so hot. Rocket's summer up here. Summer becomes autumn. Rocket magic. And yeah. They start disintegrating from the ground. Jenny, for God's sakes, if you know what's going on, of course I know what's bloody going on. We're being invaded by an alternate Earth. For the DC universe, that's Tuesday for them. So naturally, that's just common for us nowadays. We certainly have to get that addressed. So that was issue 1, pretty good issue. I do love Bryan Hitch's artwork. It really does fit this tale they're doing here. And what happens at the end is a question that I will say. But we got to part 2 of the Shiftships. 1920. We see Jenny Sparks going ahead and well, looks like to be Jenny Sparks, or just looks like an alternate version of her. But we get some narrations. I was 20 years old when I stopped aging. Earth stopped making sense about the same time. One minute we had the special theory of relativity, hey, the next someone rewrote the laws of physics. England was very quietly touched by the strange. I was there to see the Shiftships when the door appeared. I was a girl who threw myself into trouble that followed the door. I fought the king of nails and from sliding Albion, and slept with a beautiful blue-skinned princess. The 20s were an age of scientific romance, and I loved it. And then we cut to the 50s, because we all know how that was great. About the 50s, I got involved with the British Science Group. Oh, the biggest cast... man, come on. Clandestine stunt ever pulled on the British people. God, even our banquets were held under maximum security. May I present Colonel Jennifer Sparks of the British Space Group? Colonel, this is our American friend from the covert services. How are we calling you? Baxter will do. Oh? So, Jenny Sparks and the Colonel go ahead and take a smoke. So now this is getting reported back to the States? I'll keep this all to myself. I have my own agenda, as the General knows. Got to say, though, this is a sweet deal. Still doesn't sit right with me, using Space Group as cover story. That's your 16 glass, asked Colonel Sparks. I didn't realize you were county general. Kind of you. You rather the British people were informed that agents of a parallel world, including England ruled by Silicon princes, have been running around the countryside since the 20s? The tracks wiped by our government? And incursion alarm goes off. What the hell is that awful, god-awful damn noise? Incursion alarm. Yeah, that sounds about right. So they're going to have an Earth collide with them, right? And they're going to somehow cover this up. The helicopters were a big PR gimmick. Science fiction is science today and all that guff. You had to do something to cover for sliding Albion ships still moving in British airspace. Anything other than tell the truth, because telling the truth leads to mass hysteria. They are in panic. And this is British, so this is Great Britain, and they already had a policy of keep calm, carry on. Oh, thank God you're back. What's the story, Bill? Oh, we just got a message that shot through the shift door. We keep hearing EQs sliding Albions at war with Europe. We're staring down the barrel of parallel World War One. I heard what's the projections? They go to the botanical weaponry first. We presume they'll shut the shift doors to conserve energy. It'll be all over in a few hours. And in there, we went. I still dreamed of getting on equal terms with Albion and bringing their technology here. The work we couldn't have made. I only dimly heard Bill scream. Only vaguely I noticed the shift door open in the night. We guess Albion was actually trying to save their London from a botanical attack, seeing it coming from they opened a massive shift door and vented here. It didn't save them. Their dying act was one of contempt for us. Then we cut to 1999 as the battle rages on. Explosions, death, murder, blood, planets being, the whole ship's being destroyed. The engineer firing as much guns as she possibly can with her hands. And while the doctor goes in and just says, "Oh hell, I hate this job some days. I'd be in Amsterdam, I really would. In early summer when all the window boxes are full of flowers." Yeah, he then goes in and turns the crashing ship into petals of flowers. There's a vessel going down about 100 yards west of me, towards an office block. I need to know if anyone's going to be under it. Doctor, this is Jack Hawksmoor. Or, that building's empty. Let it go down. The Midnighter and I have plans. Yes, we're gonna beat it up. And it crashes through. Blow the exit door, or draw weapons, grab survivals, and terrorism packs. You know the drill, lads. Let's go down shooting and teach them what it means to be English. This. And yeah, Midnighter and Jack Hawksmoor just break through and say, "Hello, welcome to Los Angeles. We're here to hit you. For glory! For Silica! For England! I got my asses kicked already in 3 seconds. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you really badly. Okay, that's a stupid line. But unless you behave, you're going to discover that you can live through your eyes bursting like water balloons. And Jack Harsmore goes ahead and lifts the tank and pushes some people out of the ship. As more battling rages on. We have to turn back. I know it seems like running from the fight, but Albion needs to know what happened here. And at this rate, there'll be nothing left of the squadron but ashes. Not very instructive. So I need half of you to abandon your guns and see to the engine. And I need half cylinders minimum to make it back to the door. Or the ship starts re-turning. Co-pilot, prime the black box for return. I want to be certain it's recorded everything the ship's experienced. Please tell me what that is. And yeah, it's a massive Jenny Sparks, so I'm pretty sure that went well. Well, I know each and every one of your vessel radios is receiving my voice, and I'm damn sure you remember who I am. This Earth remains under my protection. Those vessels passing through me are getting their electrical systems torched. That is the least of what I can do to you. Get the hell out of here. And they promptly retreat. Is it wrong for me to find that woman to be utterly terrifying? I think it just proves that you're still human. So yeah, the carrier battle ends here, and they are back, and they're currently going through the center of a super strong headed upper reality. I'm going to give you the quick version. We'll find time and details later. We just repelled a rain party from a parallel Earth, and we have no Supermen to go ahead and stop it. So it's up to us. Just the 5 of us. Specifically, a parallel England, we refer to as Sliding Albion, and when we first discovered it in the 20s, when it discovered us, theirs was a world where first contact with an alien species was overt. The 2 instances of a major alien contact I know of here are I'm not even going to pronounce that war, and the aliens that modified Jack were, of course, both covert. And we also had this moment where we had aliens going ahead and destroy Stormwatch, but that was a different event. Not only was it overt there, but it was a case of 2 expansionist renaissance courtly cultures meeting. Despite the vast disparity in technology, there was a unity of purpose between them. It led directly to humanoid, aliens, and human European royalty breeding in the 1500s. Yeah, that must have been awkward when they realized that the diseases were rampant back then. By the early 20th century, the Brazilian fusion culture, now based in England, Sliding Albion, and was an imperialist society in stagnation. Because peace sucks! And when that happens, that kind of society usually goes for looking for a nice big war. They discovered how to breach the wall around their universe and move into the bleed, and then they came looking for new Earths to conquer. It was kind of half-hearted, to be honest. I was involved in the first skirmishes, things settled down quickly. We entered a carefully cautious and protected period of cultural exchange with them. It all ended in 1953 when they fell into a world war that apparently destroyed Sliding Albion. Apparently. What we need to know is why the hell, after 50 years of nothing, Sliding Albion opened a door to LA to blew the crap out of it. Luckily for you, good old Auntie Jenny, he has an angle on this. I happen to know where I can lay my hands on the indulgence of Sliding Albion, a criminal bastard who knows how they think. Here, locate an open voice contact with GCHQ, United Kingdom. GCHQ? What's that? Listening post for British intelligence. Who is this? Restricted frequency. You're signaling this is the authority. We need to talk to Special Isolation Unit Rendlesman and about getting an interview with a near human out there. The what? Don't play silly buggers with me, Sonny. I'm not in the mood. We need to talk with the parallel human that's been kept there since the 50s, and we need that set up right bloody now. Clear this frequency immediately. Okay. Hey, now she gets pissed. This is Colonel Jennifer Sparks at the British Space Group quoting you Emergency Book Alpha reference Blue Zero. I'll give you exactly 30 seconds to check the code before going to the superior admin echelon with your number and name and number, Sonny. Priority emailing your request. That's Rendlesman Holding Complex. Colonel, they'll be ready for you in 10 minutes. I'll be bringing guests. My commanding officer wants a word. Okay. Hey, Jennifer Sparks? Speaking. You don't need to know my name or rank. You know how this works. I take the request as related to Los Angeles. That's right. Bring anyone you want. Will provide full clearances on this end. Rendlesman will rely on the electronic beacon for your teleport system to lock into. Thank you. Our pleasure. Well, that went extraordinarily well, Jenny. Except for that one conversation we had earlier about aliens breeding with humans. That was an awkward exchange, wasn't it? Angie, do you have something that can block deep scanning, resonance imaging, and physical surveillances? Sure. I thought that went smoothly. Good, you're with me. Those cutting salts will be attempting to suck information off our bodies for every second we're in there. I thought that went smoothly. I know them. They want us in there with our guard down so they can learn from physical scans of us. I'm not giving them a damn thing. So come on. We got an interview with an alien. Should I dress up? Nah, Shen, you're with us too. Girls' night's out. Out. Game on. Now we got to Rendlestorm. What a place to put him. Close circuit TV into the cell. Can he see us? That's what they say, but there's there's not a receiver in there. Hello, Lorenzo. Angie Shin, meet my first husband. And yeah, it was a pretty messy divorce. He's been trapped in there from the 50s, and then afterwards I took all the money. You really should have asked that question regarding that. So we cut to the past with issue 3, with the third issue of this event. I do miss not being a eunuch, Elvich. And we're taking place in the alternate reality of Shiftships. Have you any children, young man? No, none. Like so many of us, look at what we did to Albion in pursuit of children. Africa dead, the spark of Liberia clinging to the coast of the Americas, the original territories mutating, Europe poisoned, and so we went to war with the great Albion for her green lands and glorious facility, and we poisoned her too in the doing of it. I do not understand, Yalvich. That our technological innovations have crawled almost to a halt these last 50 years. See how long it has taken us to find the wherewithal on the energy to open doors again. I thought the science might be lost to us forever in the 70s. We are a dying civilization. I heard the birth rates were up. Oh, they are. They are the human birth rates. The blue is dying. There are far too human women healthy enough to bring a children of blue to term. And no woman of the original travelers remain. Of that crew, only myself and 5 others survive. We need new territory, Yalrich. Which reminds me, the recording devices aboard the Vanguard Squadron's lead vessel have been transcribed for me, Majesty. It seems that the society has developed along the lines of we expected. In fact, the city on the American coast was under reconstruction that may already be unstable. Their aerial war vessels were generally inferior, offering only light projectile weaponry. We pursued nuclear weaponry, but none was presented tactically. So I can order the second wave? Do you remember when we led the troops to China the summer of 1856? Do you remember the women, Yalvin? There is also bad news. A woman appeared to them. She was evidently 1,000 feet tall and made entirely of electricity. Jenny Sparks. There had better be good news. There is, after a fashion. Sparks and several companions enter the theater of combat via a door. They have that technology. I am now pissed. They're not supposed to. Oh, my device is poised, or it's the commandeering of a lost shift ship, perhaps from a sublimed reality. But the same recording devices were present for their arrival, Regis. We have the frequency on their door. We can backtrack. We can get them. Hello. You? Wife. Here. I've just fended off an Albion raiding party over America, Lorenzo. Albion's supposed to be a dead zone, subsistence. It's good to see you too, wife. I mean, like, we never really got the divorce papers out. I'm kind of still married to you. Could you get me out now? No. Damn it. We were married for about 15 minutes as part of our plan to get the Duke of Altiers out of the Slying Whisperer, just long enough for a quickie and a hand to brag. And then we all found out whose side you were really on. Why you of all people made it out of London minutes before the event, I'll never know. Because I am clever, my wife, which is why you loved me. There's no reason why I loved you above your waist, Lorenzo. Oh, can I have a life? No. Oh, superstition. Supposes, suppositions. It is Regis, of course. Regis is dead. I killed him in 1925 when I found out what his position in the Silicon faction was, what his job was. Actually, no. The Silicon doctor saved his life. You succeeded only in castrating him. Regis was the obvious choice to take control of Albion after World War IX. Okay, what the f***? How many World Wars did that universe have? I'm confused. Like, but there, like, so there was a 4, a 9. So what happened between? What led to World War? Okay, I know there's an alternate reality. So what led to all the other 9 World Wars? And of course, Regis was an expansionist. And of course, there's his job, as you put it. Regis wants more space for the blue. He wants more children, and children are going to be difficult to conceive in a post-event world, just as they were difficult to conceive in Europe after 1821, which is why he spearheaded the drive into China. And you know what he did there, as he did the Hannistic marches? For us waiting for the alien love boy cliff notes, what happened in China? Regis had all the Chinese men killed and the women interned. And those alien human hybrids and Regis regime went in, and they were those camps. But he just turned China into a assault camp. So naturally, this pisses off Engineer for reasons you'll probably never understand until afterwards. But yeah, she looks pissed. Regis is trying to prolong and extend the alien bloodline, the royal blood, as well as expand its poison empire. And what Lorenzo is suggesting is that Regis has taken Albion, spent 50 years rebuilding her technology, and is getting ready to do the same to Earth. And yeah, her husband tries to strangle him and strangle her and fails miserably, calling her a alien. You know what? He tries it every time, never learns. I mean, like, this is like the 8th time I visited him in the past 3 years, and he's failed every time. You thought the lesson would have took after the divorce proceedings. Guards, come on. Let's go, lads. Colonel Sparks wants out. So we get to the mountains, and we get another tear in space and time, ripping apart, and, well, giant ships approaching. Multiple entries into Earth space, raiding parties over I can't pronounce the first name. Oswald, Berlin, Tristan, look over like Lander, or over Sullivan. Jay, this is Apollo. We need you back here. There's a second attack wave over Northern Europe. And there's an interference. What the hell was that? Interferences. Something is happening, and tears come out with revealing British guards and horses. Yeah, that will definitely take on the technologically superior force. Down! Not arguing! And thus the epic fight begins. And as Jack Hawksmoor goes ahead and kicks the spinal cord out of somebody in a grotesque fashion, and battle after battle goes on as Apollo, the apparent strongest guy, goes and gets tackled down by the horses. Whoa, our authority. Doctor, can't you magic these people out of here? Only after I magic up a clean a pair of pants that tried to cut my head off. Right, now I don't blame him. And let's see here. Hawksmoor goes ahead and rips more arms off and starts beating people with it. Apollo lasers one of the guys. He's a Midnighter, just cut someone open. And Hawksmoor is getting cut by swords. There's only for the riflemen to arrive. And somehow there's a gang of rifles. And they start firing up the sky. Apollo, damn it, you're the heavy artillery, and yet you're getting your ass handed to you by horses. Aren't you supposed to obliterate them by now? Oh, you already obliterated them. Apollo? Midnighter wonders. He collapsed. His curling aura is barely visible to me, and his energy flow is less than half where it usually is. His enhancements are powered and stored in converted solar energy. He's been on the carrier too long, been fighting at dawn and night too often. He's drained himself. So, yeah, Midnighter and Apollo are actually a couple from what it looks like. I didn't know that until I read this, when I first read this. So, yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Apollo falls over and everyone wants to know why. I get sliced up, so fine, you can make sandwiches out of me. And does anyone run to my rescue? Y'all bastards. So the team of the engineer and everyone returns of Jenny Sparks, and engineer comments what she learned. This is disgusting. I mean disgusting. We can't just fight a society like that, Jenny. Just smacking it on the nose and making it go away isn't enough. Are you saying what I think you're saying? I think we're all thinking the same thing, Jenny. Hey, when we said we wanted to make a world a better place, did we really mean just this one? And does anyone else hear horses, or am I going mad? And the horse riflemen arrive to battle the heroes. Do what? Die! And the engineer just goes, whatever, and pulls out her guns and starts blasting them. Situation report. Right bloody now! Alien found a way to open the door into the carrier and send it into the goddamn cavalry, obviously, and their doors killed the comms. Apollo thought he had the quick solution, but it's wiped out his power energy store. In the meantime, there's a second attack force in the air over Northern Europe. Okay. We really had to go through this. I know how your powers work, Apollo. I want you in a door and over Europe now. What are you? I know his old Stormwatch file. A couple of hours we'll see him at full charge and he'll be able to operate after only 20 seconds in sunlight. I'm out of options here. Understand. And the general consensus is that this is an invasion by a man who will probably want to turn the entire planet into a very specific camp. Are you on the same page with me now, Midnighter? Yes. Apollo, we have something to do drastic about this. And that's going to leave this whole new attack squadron down to you. You're the front line between them and Northern Europe, and I know you're suffering, but you're the only one who could do it. Get me to the junction room. Jack, Midnighter, get in there. Shen, you had the best wide-scale tactical training of any of us. That's because you were a proper Stormwatch officer. And we're relying on you, the board, or to watch the attacks, squads, to advise Apollo via comms. I could fly out there with him, and then we have no overview of the battle. I wouldn't have you with us when we'll need you. Apollo is on his own this time. Angie, Doctor, yelled at me. We're moving the carrier. So, yeah, they're ready to start kicking ass and taking names in the most grotesque, violent way possible when we get to that final issue. So, yeah, the final issue, how they handle this crisis. So, let's just say they go through dark ways to handle the crisis. So we got to the air fleets marching over Northern Europe. I can't believe you're agreeing to this. You're exhausted. Your convertible energy reserve. Jenny's right. I recharge quickly in direct sunlight. Not quickly enough. I did the math. You'll be at free fall for a first minute in the air. You won't have enough power to fly. So I'll have time to look around and take in the sights. Listen, Midnighter. No one else can do this. You can't do this. The engineer isn't fast enough, swift and isn't strong enough. The doctor doesn't have the range. It's the job for me. You'll die. And then he kisses him and whatnot. I wouldn't dare. Besides, if I did, Jenny would only have had me dug up and put to work again. He's got a point, Hawksmore comments. Jenny sparks to all points. There's an invasion fleet in the skies over Northern Europe and a parallel Earth civilization that wants to turn our planet into a camp. That means we have a timetable. Ladies and gentlemen, is Apollo in the air yet? On way. Good. Call me when you're gone. Swift will remain in what's left of mission control as your guide. The rest of us will be busy. This is Midnighter. Apollo's gone. Okay. Engineer, take us in. Not completely certain how to do this, and all the damage in here, the carrier's handling like it's concussed anyway. Hey, let me order about that. I can help heal the carrier. Carrier, can you hear me? Doors are opened in you. Follow their trace back to the place where they can't open from. Take us there. We're moving, and they stop. And then the giant whale-like creature carrier goes ahead and vibrate frequencies and destroys itself somehow. And warps reality. What is this? It's me, I think. I'm helping the carrier heal mission control, but I'm not getting this at all. I wonder what's going to be. Wow. I wonder what's gonna be. Yeah, I was confused by that line. Uh, it should come as no surprise to anyone that I first met the doctor in Amsterdam. It's gonna take a long. Albion Shiftships got me there and faster than this. Yes, carrier's gonna have to trace corridor of a closed door. It's not gonna be easy going to be as easy as opening a door of unknown coordinates. Apollo, can you hear me? Apollo? And he's falling to his death. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, here we go. Transition. And they're immediately invaded by the massive carrier, which leads to Yotrich. Let's just exclaim, "Oh my god!" Do we land the carrier and break things? No, we pull up. We need to be an omen of doom. Oh, I can do all the property damage all on my own. This is mine. Let me concentrate. So the carrier proceeds to hover above them, leading to the most destructive moment in the comic. Where's Regis? Jay Sparks' eyes start glowing, storms and crackling thunder, and the apparent palace has been destroyed. He'd always wanted to do that, so she just had to do her in the darkness for this. As the big bulky guy that looks like Thanos with horns is screaming and burning. Regis, listen up. Fun's just beginning. Here's the plan. And then we cut to Finland, still under attack. So, yeah, they're being shut down as Apollo returns, saying, "This is Apollo to the carrier. I've engaged the enemy, wiping them out one by one." Then we cut back to the other side of the reality. Bastards. Bastards, all of you. That would be us. Please accept the renovation of your palace and your forthcoming horrible beating with the compliments of Jenny Sparks. Jenny has better things to do than deal with you, so we get you. Little filth. Boom Sparks. I should have split her head open when I had the chance. I can see inside your head, white boy. Did you think your little fighting hatchments would let you kill me? You've never fought anything like me, boy. I am Regis. I have been and killing better humans than you for half a millennium. Apollo, this is Swift. Can you sense the next attack wing? Too tired, not recharging quickly enough. Give me a scan. Buy me time to ramp up my A set again. No, don't rely on that. We're moving. It's making everything unstable. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Let the air talk to you. Let the air tell you where they are and what's happening. Move with it. Breathe. Use the force. Young Apollo, only through the authority will you master the true power of the sun. God, yes. I can feel it. Is this what it's like to be you, Swift? Reading the atmosphere, divining the future from its flows and swirls? Oslo. Oh. And he speeds away with his Superman-like speed. So anyways, Midnighter is getting his ass kicked. That's it? Fight me, try to hurt me. I've lost count of how many men's fingers and women's nails I've shattered on my skin. Your mothers and sisters will bear my children, and you cannot stop me. Burn Albion, burn you up. It will not matter. I am Regis, warrior king of this entire filthy planet, and I will wipe myself with your skin when I'm done. Oh, wow. What kind of culture do you run by? So anyways, he takes down Midnighter, and I'm not even going to finish what he said on that. Where's the other one? Where are you? Here. Where? Show yourself. Here, with the city. From here, and I can feel all the cities you've mutilated. The dead burst women on the walls of the Beijing, the men on sticks lying in Beijing Harbor, the human arbiter of Frenzen, and we're all sick of you. He then powers through and rips the guy in half, as intestines and organs splitting out. So yeah, naturally Jack Hawksmoor is pissed. I could have done that if I wanted to. Jenny, this is Jack, all under the control in London. And I'm out to puke my guts up now. Oh, Apollo Journey, Swift spotted the wing headed for Iceland just in time, and the skies are safe from Hesland down to Bidland. And I think I got them all. Understood. Stand by. Angie? Mission controls renovating itself. Well, it's all I can do to keep the carrier on the right track on the right Earth. Doctor, last stage of the plan is up to you. Taking out Albion was never going to be enough. The regime's heart has always been in Italy. They have everything. They need to keep going here. They're a threat to their Earth even without Regis. I understand. I can do this. It isn't changing things so much as holding them. I can do this. We can do this. Italy turns under us. Will turns, rolls away. Italy stays. And then we see Italy be disintegrated and go lesser in population. God, look at the ocean rush. And what did you do? Simplest thing I could. I held as much of the country in place as I could and let the world turn on its own orbit without it. By now, everyone on that piece of land is exploded, frozen, and frozen, unprotected in space. Angie, you sorted my voice to the world? Radio's a little strange here, but we'll break across all frequencies abroad. This is Jennifer Sparks for the Authority. Albion is free of the blue, silica, and the Italian capital infrastructure are gone. If need be, we can annihilate the Hestic regions within the hour. If we're asked again, we will go into China and Japan. If we have to, we will personally expunge the royal blood and military culture from the face of the planet. We're here to give you a second chance. Make a world worth living in. We are the Authority. Behave. So, yeah, they just committed mass genocide. Our heroes, everyone! Who just unilaterally decided between the three of them, not the whole group, but it was just three people, all of them women who are disgusted by what they learned, all unilaterally agreed, we're going to mass genocide an entire nation, an entire planet of people. So then we cut back to the carrier traveling through the bleed. As everyone reflects on what they have done, we just really did something really frightening. We changed the world. We came in and changed things the way we thought they should be. That's one way of looking at it. Maybe we saved two worlds. As Midnighter and Apollo make out. Get a room, you two. Maybe we just did what we said we would do all along. Changing things for the better. One Earth down, one to go. The end. And thus ends the tale of the Authority. Absolute. So, yeah, this was their darkest moment because they had just admitted we just went out of our way and murdered an entire civilization. And granted, that civilization was terrible for all intents and purposes in our reality, but yeah, oh man, what if there were people who didn't agree with the policies but couldn't really do anything because, there's this horrendously ingrained and you may have just murdered people who could have changed things? But yeah, and the whole we are the Authority, behave, it is them basically decreeing that, yeah, we're in charge, we're not going to listen to you, and if the governments care, we don't care. So, yeah, the fact that they did that is very unethically questionable. Like, oh my god, that was so insane. Even Linkara mentioned that, and I'm just like, oh man, that was insane. I mean, and they think this is part of changing the world, even though they just massacred an entire government, an entire world government, and a civilization in the span of 30 seconds. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that planet is not going to, that Earth's not going to recover from any of this because their infrastructure's been destroyed, the government's been silenced, culture's been eradicated, China's been reduced to a camp that I will not say because I have standards. And yeah, but could have been worse. Mark Miller could have written this, which he does after Warren Ellis, and I've seen some of that, and I was like, the artwork's already pushing it with me, but the overall edgy content they did on that, more so than this, is just weirdly disturbing. But yeah, Warren Ellis did well on this set of stories in this issues. So yeah, we got we got 4 more issues before we're done with this bad boy of absolutes. So so yeah, the artwork was phenomenal. Bryan Hitch is pretty damn good, and yeah. And then you gotta remember certain characters from from the Wildstorm universe were put into the DC universe, so that must be an awkward realization when they learn, hey, didn't you murder an entire Earth's government? So you doom them if they remember if after Flashpoint if they even remember doing something like that. But yeah, it was just disturbing what they did. It was just bordering on the unethical, like might makes right, or the whole like you either have a genocide or that kind of culture running around and the government of that world being controlled by an alien force with mass genocide on their protocols. Oh man, we are the authority. Behave. Oh man, they slaughter an entire civilization to save their own hide. I couldn't do it. So yeah, this was Pop Culture Omniversa, talking about their darkest moments in the authorities' run on the Shiftships. So I'll be seeing you all again. This was Near Reality Pop Culture Omniversa. Check out my other channels below. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I've been playing that bell thing. I don't know why they did that. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.